Oh man, Jay was moving different a while ago, man. But yo, it's your boy Carcito, man. Don't forget, check to make sure you're subscribed so you get your notifications. Select all when it says notifications. The majority of you, some of you think you might be subscribed, and for some reason, a program or whatever, I don't know what's happening, but they end up unsubscribing people sometimes. So make sure you check that you are subscribed to the page and select all on notifications. So therefore, if you're not getting anything, you could really complain. Because YouTube will swear to God that, hey, you didn't select all, so you don't get all. So definitely take care of that. Hit that like button, and away we go. Now, Jay was already moving different. Like, it was like no frills for him. He was moving different from the jump. So I don't think there was ever a problem with Jay, as far as blowing up. Because in '98, him and Vita and all that, they all knew each other. Like Murder and C, because she was just joining Irv and them. She used to be Hot Toddy. That's what they nicknamed for her. Hot Toddy. And then she was in the movie Belly and played DMX's little mistress, his side piece in Belly. And that's when people really started to get to know her a little bit more, so it was like, oh, that's Vita. And Vita could spit, man. She was like on her way. So as Jay was blowing up, like they was like Jay was supposed to be in Belly. But the way Volume 2 blew and everything else, and way he was coming up in the game, he wasn't gonna have time to do a Belly and nothing like that. But they just wanted to have him somewhere involved. But I think Belly worked because they had the right, personalities in it. And one of the main reasons that the distinction came into be between the two is Jay really didn't want to vibe and do this direction with DMX and Ja Rule. He needed them to get to where he wanted to be, and when he got to where he wanted to be, he kind of only wanted to work with the person that was making the beat, and that was Swiss. That's really was his goal. He never wanted to rap with X and do songs with Ja, none of that. Jay needed that beat. He needed that sound. That's the sound everybody's gravitating to. Now I could just rap to that, and that's the formula. I just need a DMX type beat. So he comes out with the song, Jigga, what's my motherfucking name? Jigga, who you rolling with, huh? You better get it right. You better get it right. Ooh, Jigga. I mean, it was all Swiss beats, Rough Riders type beats that brought Jay to the prominence to to where he was. Those hard, rugged beats. Now, Anyhow, speeding this up. Now, Ja Rule coming to prominence. Murder INC is, they're making their own mark. Um, and they getting ready to put out their solo project called The Murderers. And Jay is supposed to be down with them. So it's like, look, Irv is putting out this tape. It's called The Murderers, and this is what it is, and Ja's on it, and this and that. And Jay is like halfway dealing with them. He's not all the way in with dealing with them because of Ja's ego. He felt like Ja's ego was getting out of control, and he kind of just kept a distance, from the sidelines because they were like getting out of control. So, on top of that, Irv Gotti was getting a little arrogant himself. So, Jay was like, I'm busy, I'm busy doing this, I'm busy doing that. So, it was a mess. So he's like, man, Jay gonna do the verse, Jay gonna do this, and Jay gonna do that, Jay gonna jump down on this. Like he said he gonna get on the track and he said he gonna do this. Jay was like, I'm really busy right now. Tell Irv I'm trying to make the time. And X was the same way. X is supposed to do a song. It was supposed to be Ja Rule, X, and Jay on the track. And we didn't get that. And Ja was like, man, what's the matter? They don't want to get down with Rule? You don't want to get down with Rule? You supposed to be my big brother, man. That's just crazy, X. X don't want to get on a song with me? Like, why? We supposed to be like brothers. I tell you the truth, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. We supposed to be like brothers. You know what I mean? They be like, X, what do you want to do here? What do you want to do here? Because he don't, X don't want to go on the track with him, and he's tripping out. Look, Irv, I told you, I don't want Money sounding like me on no records. Money trying to change his voice up and sound like me. He don't even talk like that, son. He think I don't know? Man, everywhere I go, I'm tired of people telling me he trying to sound like me. Oh, man. He doesn't sound like you, X. No. Listen. Look, Money, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a song, and it's going to be just me. And you better not change the song or put that mother on that record. You heard? All right, X, just send the records. And me and Lil Rob will work on it. All right. What? Oh, man. So they send the song over, and it was a song that X already had basically put out. So now Jay's the only person they waiting on, right? And they was like, is Jay gonna send a record? What's gonna happen? We don't know what's gonna happen here. So it's like the record's gotta go out. So they send out the record, and it's got two different. It's got two different releases. One release has a Jay-Z song on there, and that's the Holla Holla remix. The Holla Holla remix got Jay-Z on it, Memphis Bleak, and Vita on it, and that's the only way they were able to get that correct, because the original version of the album, they didn't have the Holla Holla remix on there. They added Somebody's Gonna Die with Dave Bing and Lil Mo. So when they added that song to the album, the Murderers album, those two, they put the Holla Holla remix with Busta, Jay, and Bleak. And when they added them on there, that's how they were able to say Jay-Z and DMX was involved in the project. Because they had Tales from the Dark Side with X. So, which was originally supposed to be a DMX, Ja Rule, and Jay-Z collaboration album, turned into a label album where Irv Gotti is sitting in the back like the mob figure, like he's the big mob boss, and got all these street hoods rapping. And I mean, they had some real street dudes, but the real talented ones, super talented, was Vita and Ja. And Ja was ride or die. Now, a lot played into this because once this was done, Jay was already through with them. Then when Vita album is supposed to come out, right? And they supposed to be working on Vita's album and her debut album, and all this stuff is supposed to happen. Jay was supposed to do a song with Vita because out of all the people there, he was like he was gonna work with Vita. He didn't want to work with Ja. He wanted to be on a song with Vita. So he was like, I'll do the song with her, Vita, because I got this song mapped out. I could write it. And he's like, she could write, she could spit. The girl, he was like, all right, well, we'll see what it works. Like, what it sound like. But he's like, yeah, I'll do something with you. And that was only because Vita had the song Burn. And she really shined. And that was a street anthem. The streets was bumping Burn with Mobb Deep. And, he had just dissed Mobb Deep at Summer Jam. But she already have this song with Mobb Deep, Burn. So they getting ready to film the video for Burn, because Burn is on fire. And it's a good look for Vita. And Irv is like, man, she ain't got nothing to do with that. He was like, if Vita does that video, man, and that dude is speaking foul about me the way he is, man, and I'm not doing a record. I'm not working with Murder INC no more. So listen to me, Irv. I'm selling you. I'm pulling away. If she does that, if she gets on that video, I'm done. He was like, all right, man, all right. So he pulled Vita out the video. Just like that. Jay pulled Vita out of the burn video. And they did the video anyway without Vita. So doing it that way, it hurt Vita's career. But Jay was like, "Don't worry, we're gonna do something with Vita down the road. It's gonna be much bigger than that. So don't even worry about it." But it was something to worry about because there was no Vita album. And because there was no Vita album and Jay didn't come through on what he promised to come through on, it became an even bigger problem. Now they got a bigger issue, and mostly because the success of Ja Rule. You know, the success of Ja Rule basically was the whole label's financial gain, but not being able to get what they needed out of it, like with Vita, it just really, really brought the record label down. It really, really did damage. The whole credibility of the record label and everything was being jeopardized by the fact that Vita was there from 2000 to 2006 and couldn't get her album released. But she was there. She was being patient. She was doing her features, but she couldn't get an album released. So they teamed up and did a collection album called Gotti Presents the INC. And this is like when they rebranded themselves back in like 2002 because you had to take the word at that time. I mean, I don't know why he didn't figure this out, but calling yourself Murder INC is not going to work with a lot of advertisers and money. So when Ashanti gets on the scene and starts, blowing up back in 2001, and they start Always on Time, blow up, and everything else, they started to, get some momentum. But Jay didn't live up to his promise. And so Ja Rule kind of, him and Ja stopped like really speaking to one another. And this was shortly after the Ether situation, and everything that went down there. They just kind of went their separate ways. Where they were cool with each other, but they were at a distance. I mean, all these guys did was make hit records, but the worst thing they ever did go ahead and start battling and going back and forth with uh with Interscope. You know, that just crushed their sales. They didn't have the backing and the support that they used to have, so things were changing with the company all within a short period of span. So you got unhappy characters in the group. They were paid, but their records weren't coming out. Black Child, Ty, you know, you had Ronnie there. You know, these dudes weren't putting out their albums. And dissension's gonna start once you start seeing 50 Cent putting out. It was 50 Cent, then here comes G Unit. Boom, 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 boom. You see Rockefeller, here come Meth Bleak, Benny Siegel. They all got albums. Why Murder IC ain't doing that? So, you know, you start to see the writing was on the wall. But Jay shouldn't have reneged on what he did, you know, with Vita. I think he should have went ahead and did that record. That's why Irv did put Nas on the song with him. And they thought that Nas was gonna sign with Murder Inc. And he was just using that as a marketing ploy so that he can get a better deal from Columbia. You know, and that worked. And you're reading the papers, Nas is crazy, lost his mind. Is he leaving Sony? The ink has got him signed. It's all a figment of your imagination. Went to war with New York's pop radio station. Lost my patience, had to zone out. They all are gone, I got the throne now. Oh, man. Oh, man, those are the great times. Now you got me thinking about that song. Man, I ain't want to make this an all day thing. All right, let me get up out of here. Somebody asked me this question. Shouts out to the Stream Lab. Yep, for bringing this question up. And like, man, why didn't Murder IC put out records for everybody in the crew? What went down? So that was that. I'm out. And oh yeah, my Cash App. You want to donate to the page is Carcino, Karceno.